So today we begin to look at the works of mercy. We're starting, we're going to put banners up for all of them in the end. But for now, the first four. And we really could just look at that very first one, to feed the hungry. Because hunger can mean many things. Human beings have lots of hungers. And of course, it really summarizes all of the works of mercy. Also, those first four, to feed the hungry, to give drink to the thirsty, clothing to the naked, and a shelter for those who are without a home. Those four represent and really describe the most basic of human needs. Without them, we die. And so they are before us this morning, and the story that we have beautifully illustrates how God deals with those four, how they are the work of God, these works of mercy. The story in our gospel shows this son, this young son, who is away from home. He has lost all that he has, and he is, well, he says of himself, "I'm dying of hunger." Clearly, he needed something to drink as well. You can just imagine what his clothes were like working with the pigs. He had no house. He had nothing. He returns home, and the father, who represents God, what's the first thing he does? But he gives him a hug. And then he puts on him clothing, the finest of robes, sandals on his feet, even a ring on his finger. He orders the food and the drink to be served and invites him into the house. So God our Father is about these works of mercy. The older son, he has everything, and yet he is ungrateful. To feed the hungry, to give drink to the thirsty, to clothe the naked, and to shelter the homeless. We saw last week that these must be actions not that we just do in isolation, but they must flow from our heart. They must speak of a relationship with our brothers and sisters in need. They must be a revelation of true compassion and mercy, such as we saw in the heart of the Father in our story this morning. Hunger and thirst. How often have you stood in front of the refrigerator, looking around and trying to decide what to eat? And you're probably not even hungry. You know, we have this thing that we call comfort food. We feed ourselves as kind of a reward for being good. How different from our brothers and sisters around the world. 3 million children will die of hunger this year in our world. And you can do the math to see how many die today. How many will die during this Mass? Why do they die of hunger? It's not because there isn't enough food, because there is. There's plenty of food. But it does not get to their door, to their plate. War, stealing, greed, lots of reasons this happens. Many of those who die of hunger or malnutrition will do so because of the water they drink. It gives them diarrhea, and so they die. A billion people on this planet must walk 4 miles every day just to get water to drink. Hunger and thirst come to us on many different levels, however. And today we will include 2 others. One of them is clothing. When the Father, in our story, gives clothing to his Son, he names him Son instead of worker or stranger. What he gives back to his Son, and here probably best represented by the finest robe and the ring on his finger, he gives back to him the dignity as Son. Just as God wishes all of us to know the dignity as son and daughter of God. When Adam and Eve, because of sin, became aware of their nakedness, they felt shame. They hid. So to give clothing to the naked is much more than helping to protect them from the elements. Is to give them that dignity as a child of God, as a person worthy of respect. And shelter also is more than a house to protect us from the weather outside. It protects us from the predator as well. And it's a place that is safe, where we can live and be comfortable, where we can gather as a family, where we can be safe. It is a home.
Sorry about the problem. Our battery died. In any case, the rest of the sermon from last Sunday. We've been looking at the works of mercy, what God asks us to do in imitation of Christ himself, what he did. Well, there are several things we can do. First of all, we can be grateful to God. As we look at our brothers and our sisters in need, we have plenty. We have food, we have drink, we have a house and clothing. And so to give thanks to God, as opposed to the older brother who had it all in our story, the gospel, but he was not grateful. He wanted more. So first is thanksgiving. Second is we can help people. We can contribute to collections, to organizations that help the poor. You know, the can drive in our church or school, we can donate things, money to help food banks, or to help other countries as they develop clean drinking water, those things. Third, we can lessen the amount of waste. You know, we have too much food in a sense, and we waste so much. We can control what we throw away or what we use. We can lessen our share so that others can live. Fourth, this is an election year, and so how important it is that we vote our conscience, that we vote the works of mercy. In other words, that when I'm deciding which candidate do I support, it's not what's best for me, but instead what's best for the poor, what's best for those who need so much, or they will die. How can I help? How can we help as a country that also is so greatly blessed? Now, we've been talking about hunger, and that word hunger means lots of things. People need more than food, more than drink. For example, we hunger for love, we hunger for family, to belong, we hunger for learning, we hunger for security, we hunger for respect, we hunger for a meaningful life, for work, and also we hunger for forgiveness and reconciliation and peace. All these things. And the works of mercy address these these needs that people have. And then finally, of course, we have not spoken about the most important of all of our hungers, and that's hunger for God. We hunger for the Word of God that gives life. We hunger for the Eucharist, where God feeds us and strengthens us. We hunger for the community that supports us, blesses us, and teaches us, and helps us to live as followers of Jesus. If we were to summarize, I think best the words of St. Francis in his prayer, where he reminds us, and it's our experience as well, in giving and helping another, we receive so much. Yet in the very act of giving and helping, we receive the most important of all. And so, in his last line, he speaks about dying, gives life. This is Easter faith. And we express it in our life when we make sacrifices so that others can have things. When I don't buy for me so much as buy to help others. When I sacrifice, I give life not only to them, but also for me. May God bless you.